Hello, everyone, and welcome to Word Theory. Today's a day, folks. After one intense day of research, cramming, and pouring my heart and soul into every detail of this video, we're about to dive deep into the role of English as a universal language. But don't just take my word for it. I've got the answers to the questions that really matter, like how did historical events such as the British colonialism and American cultural influence contribute to the global spread of English? 2. How do different countries integrate English into their daily lives and what challenges do they face in doing so? 3. How does the dominance of English affect local languages and cultural identities around the world? And finally, how can educational systems balance the need to teach English with the preservation of local languages and cultural heritage? So strap in, everyone, you're in for a ride. Today, we're solving everything about the role of English as a universal language once and for all. Let's kick things off with the first question. How did historical events such as British colonialism and American cultural influence contribute to the global spread of English? Well, it all started with the British Empire. When they said, "The sun never sets on the British Empire," they weren't kidding. English spread like wildfire, thanks to the trade routes, colonization, and the British education system. Fast forward a few centuries and America picks up the baton. Hollywood, pop music, and Silicon Valley all played their part in making English as the language of global culture. English was like the ultimate trendsetter, and it hasn't stopped trending since. How do different countries integrate English into their daily lives? And what challenges do they face in doing so? English has become the language of business, technology, and academia. In places like India, the Philippines, and Nigeria, English is often used in government, education, and media. But it's not all smooth sailing. Many countries face challenges like the lack of access to quality English education and the struggle to keep local languages alive alongside English. Learning English can feel like a necessity, but it also comes with a whole set of challenges that societies have to navigate every day. Now, let's dive into the cultural side of things with our third question. How does the dominance of English affect local languages and cultural identities around the world? English opens doors, sure, but it can also overshadow local languages, pushing them to the brink of extinction. Imagine being in a country where younger generations speak English more fluently than their native language. It's like your culture is slowly fading into the background. While English unites, it also has a way of bulldozing its way through local traditions and languages, creating a cultural tug-of-war. Economically, English is the ticket to the global stage. But it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. English boosts tourism, trade, and tech, giving a leg up to those who speak it. But here's the twist. English can also create economic divides between those who can afford to learn it and those who can't. In many countries, proficiency in English is tied to socioeconomic status and not everyone has equal access. So while English is an economic powerhouse, it's not without its own set of barriers. Finally, let's wrap it up with our fourth question. How can educational systems balance the need to teach English with the preservation of local languages and cultural heritage? Bilingual education is one strategy, teaching kids English alongside their native languages. It's a way to give students global opportunities without losing their cultural roots. But striking this balance isn't easy. Schools have to juggle the pressures of preparing students for a globalized world, while also honoring the linguistic heritage that defines their communities. So, there you have it, English, the universal language that's as much as a connector as it is a disruptor. It is a language born from history, popularized by culture and carried forward by education and economics. But it's also a language that raises questions about identity, access, and preservation. The dominance of English isn't just about speaking the same language. It's about navigating a world where communication, culture, and community are constantly evolving. Thanks for watching Word Theory, where every word counts, no matter the language.